Stealing your identity. It's happening more than you think, especially here in Ohio. This afternoon, we have analyst Rob Bhatt with us to break down some of the latest data. He's with LendingTree. And Rob, this costs people a lot of time and money. Talk about what stealing people's identity really is.
Stealing people's identity is an opportunity that thieves use to get money under false pretenses. It's very lucrative for thieves, and it's also a crime where, unlike a lot of other physical crimes, with the access that we have to people's emails and the access that we have to financial services online, there have been a lot more opportunities for thieves to get people's identities and access their money fraudulently, or create loans and get money using other people's identity, also through fraudulent means.
So as great as the internet has been for a lot of reasons, for convenience and a lot of things that have opened up a whole new world for us, that has opened up a world for people to steal people's identity and take money out of them.
It has, and it's also taken some of the geographical boundaries away too. Now today, a person can send an email from anywhere in the world. They could send a phishing email from anywhere in the world, and the thieves have gotten pretty sophisticated, so they could make it look like a legitimate email asking for some of your personal information, and before you know it, someone in Europe or Asia or South America or even just across the county could get your email and get your personal data and do all kinds of things with it to enrich themselves. And unfortunately, this is at your expense.
A lot of us will be doing some Christmas shopping here the next few weeks. That means a lot of credit card use. How are credit cards easy to access? What are they doing to steal your credit card information?
There are a lot of different things they can do. Some of the simplest things is to access your wallet or get your credit card in a busy shopping mall before you realize it. Another thing is to send you an email posing as a legitimate business or company and get you to to provide your credit card information to them. Another thing that's been happening a lot lately are these imposter scams where someone will call you up and pretend they're with a utility company and tell you that they haven't received your payment and they're going to shut off your power or your other utility service unless you pay them right away, and they'll get you to provide all your payment information, and then next thing you know, they have your credit card information, and then they could just kind of use that to make purchases until you report your credit card stolen.
Rob, you make a good point. I've numerous times my wife has come to me with something she's seen on Facebook, some little blurb on there, something, little product she'd like to get, and she asked me to look at it, and it's just something doesn't seem quite right, So a lot of is Facebook one of those? I'm not blaming Facebook, but just Facebook, social media perhaps is an avenue for these bad guys to do this kind of stuff.
Social media is an avenue for them, correct, and also just email too. When you get these offers, a good thing to do is maybe just write down the promo code and then go to that vendor site yourself directly and see if it's still there. The other thing to do, particularly with emails, is to actually take a close look at the return address and make sure it matches up with who the sender claims to be. Sometimes it'll be some shop or some company, whether you name it. I'll just use Amazon as an example, but it could be any company. But then when you click on the email and you look at you look more closely at the email address, it's John Smith something 665 or something, and it's an email address that's not even related to the purported sender. And the same thing with the websites that these people have. Look at their URLs too, just to make sure that they match up.
Rob, one more question here. How can people prevent this kind of thing happening? What are some things we need to do to avoid getting in that situation?
It's a great question. There are a few things you can take to protect yourself. Number one, it starts as simply as monitoring your bank account statements, your credit card statements, your investment accounts. Make sure, just check them regularly for suspicious or fraudulent activity. Whenever possible, set up two-step authentication that makes it harder for people to get at your accounts without authorization. And credit monitoring, a credit monitoring service of some count, some type is a worthwhile investment. These are services where they essentially monitor your credit, and if someone tries to, they provide fraud alerts. And so if someone tries to open an account, apply for a credit card or a loan in your name, you'll get a notification. And so that kind of gives you a chance to contact whoever the institution is and make sure they don't process that loan. And it also allows you to detect this so you can take action to you know prevent further damage to yourself. Another thing to consider is a full-on identity theft protection insurance plan. These are plans where you could have it added onto your insurance, your homeowner's insurance, for a small amount. It's usually you know, $5 to $10 a month or so, and it provides some funds that would help you if you ever had your identity theft stolen. You could hire professionals to help you restore your identity. This includes attorneys to handle legal proceedings for you if someone opens up a loan in your name and doesn't repay it, and then you get charged with fraud, things like that.
Bhatt,
Sometimes,
I'm sorry,
oh, go
we're out
ahead.
of time. That's some great advice you just gave us right there. I really appreciate your time. As we hit the holidays, people need to be very careful what they do with their credit cards. Rob, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. And we have plenty more resources on our website, lendingtree.com.
Rob, thank you so much. We'll be right back.